SafeTrek is a mobile personal safety app that's been covered in both the Huffington Post and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and more media coming up, I'm sure. Joining us is CEO of SafeTrek, Zach Winkler. Welcome, Zach.
Thank you for having me.
So it's so nice you're here, right here in St. Louis, living here, developing this really amazing app that's going to change the world. And I'm not underestimating or I'm not minimizing at all. I mean, this is really a wonderful app for our community and the world, truly. Okay. So tell us about SafeTrek, what it is, how it works.
Yeah, so SafeTrek is a mobile safety application, and the way it works is really simple. So let's say you're walking downtown St. Louis and you're feeling a little unsafe, maybe a little paranoid. Just open up the SafeTrek application and you just press and hold on the big blue button. It's the only button on the screen, and you keep holding on it as long as you feel unsafe. You get back to your car, your apartment, whatever, everything is fine. Simply release your finger from the button and enter in your 4-digit PIN. That's going to cancel everything, no one's notified, we're glad you're safe. But let's say that somewhere along your walk home that you need help. At any time, you can release your finger from the button, drop your phone, throw your phone, whatever you need to do. And after 10 seconds, we're going to send your local police department to your exact location, even if you can't talk or you don't know where you are. Really simple.
So you just release the hold.
Yep, just release and we'll take care of the rest.
Okay, so, this is going to be a really silly question, but let's say you've got a long walk through that parking garage and you're holding down that button and your phone starts ringing. What do? Do you just, it doesn't interrupt, the phone call will not interrupt that hold?
If you get a phone call in the middle, it will interrupt it, but it's going to vibrate and let you know, hey, enter your PIN, so you can decide whether you want to take the call or if you don't want to take the call. I'd suggest you decline the person. They can wait a little bit until you're safe.
Right, so you can do that and then go back to the hold. Okay, so you've had, now this has been in existence for about 4 years, is that right?
About 3 years. We launched in October of 2013.
Okay, and it's just taken off.
It's taken off. We've been growing really fast. We have almost 800,000 users across the United States now.
Okay, 800,000.
800,000.
That's amazing. So let's talk about how it actually works. So you're holding that button, you feel unsafe, you release, you throw the phone, whatever. You don't put in your PIN. And then the police are going to show up in a few minutes. Where does that notification go?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first, I'll step back and say, when we started building this, we didn't know how we were going to connect it to emergency services. And so in trying to figure out how we were going to do that, we learned a ton about 911, how the infrastructure works, how police respond to things. And one of the things that was most surprising to us is that while the digital world has accelerated so much that every app knows everything about you, when you call 911, it takes them up to 6 minutes to get a 300-meter accuracy reading of where you are. And in an emergency, that's forever. Yeah. And so we try to take the latest and greatest technologies and get people help faster, even in those situations where you don't know where you are or you can't talk. And so we have 3 24/7 certified emergency call centers. They are trained EMSs, so if you have a medical emergency, they can walk you through that as well. They're here in the United States, and your alarm when you use SafeTrek will go to them, and their whole job is to make sure that you're always safe. And they'll make sure that you get the help you need.
So let's talk about that. So you're holding the button and you release because you have an emergency situation. And how then are you communicating with the people at the command center?
Yep, so our call center is immediately going to text message you and say, hey, Zach, what's your emergency? This is SafeTrek. And you can text message back and tell them what's going on if you're in a situation where you can't talk. But after that, they're sending your local emergency services to your location.
So if you don't respond, you're still going to get, okay. All right, so let's talk about a situation where, actually you were telling me off camera about something that happened to you. So, because I asked you, do you use your own app? And you, of course, do. So tell us about the situation that happened in California.
Yeah, so I was in my apartment complex coming home from lunch and walked into the bottom floor of the high-rise, and this guy got out of a taxi cab and was walking towards the front desk, and he asked me if I could buzz him up the elevator, and I looked at him, and he looked like he was having some issues. And so I asked him if he needed help, and he said, yeah, my chest, it hurts. And so first thing I thought of was, oh, here I can use SafeTrek and get this guy help faster. And so I pressed the button, started talking to him and asking him questions, and then 911 was able to ask our call center questions, and I was able to answer them over text message, and so that they came prepared on the scene to help them.
In that case, you just open the app and you push the button and release it right away.
Yep,
and
I just pressed and released.
Okay, so that signals we need somebody here right now. We're not walking and holding, we're just pushing it and releasing. Okay, and so you were able to get help for this man in just a couple minutes.
It was minutes. It was amazing to watch.
That's neat. Yeah. That must have been cool for you. So we're going to take a quick break, Zach, and then come back and talk more about examples of how this works and also your business and how it's really blossoming over this short period of time. So please stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with SafeTrek and Zach Winkler after this break.